What's up, everybody? As Eric likes to say, happy Friday Eve. I hope everyone is staying dry as a round of rain is currently hitting the Northeast, but luckily, brighter and warmer days are coming. I really hope you all enjoyed this week's episode with our new podfoot doctor, Joe Keene. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, head over to episode 229, and while you're at it, make sure to give part 1 of our live show that we had at Ted's Shoe and Sport a listen. Since this episode, 230, is part 2, we got the chance to talk to one of my favorite friends in PodFam, Karen Jordan, aka my coach KJ, and her rehab chiropractor, Dr. Frank from Back in Action Chiro. We learn all about how KJ is coming back from a hip replacement and how Dr. Frank has helped along the way. Another special thank you goes out to Ted and Jess for organizing our live show. Enjoy this episode, have a great weekend, and don't forget to stretch.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another very special edition of the On the Runs podcast. We are coming to you live from Ted's Shoe and Sport, and we have a PodFam favorite and someone else very new to the podcast, but not new to me, as I've been following him on Instagram lately, and we've been talking a little bit of skiing, but I'm super excited for this. But first, I must say hello to my amazing, kick-ass, rock star of a co-host, 6-star Erica. What's up?
How's it going? I noticed that you forgot to introduce me during that first segment.
I did.
I hope everybody figured out who I am by now. We'll see.
Yes. And you know what's funny? When I hit the air horn there, I actually hit the Christmas intro music one too. So everyone's going to get a little bit of the guy
You're in for a treat.
The guy from what's the movie? Home Alone. Yeah.
Very nice.
But
surprise.
We're all over the map here.
Uh-huh.
We have a new friend.
Yes, we do.
His name is Frank.
Yes, it is.
I can't wait to get to know you, man. What's up?
Not much. Glad to be here.
Say his last name. I dare you.
Oh man. Frank Abbate.
Very close. Abbate.
Abbate.
Yep.
Abbate.
I just wanted to see if he would call you
Would
Abbate
you have
or
known
something.
it?
It's Abbate. I did actually know it.
Oh,
yes.
wait.
I've
How'd
heard
you know
everything
it?
under the sun.
I took a wild guess and was correct.
And did you ask him earlier?
No.
Or are you just
I
saying
said
this?
it to KJ.
So you cheated. You found out before actually.
I said it, and she goes, mm-hmm. So yes, I was just seeing if you would get it.
I don't know. She could be fibbing here. She could be lying.
I don't even know.
But you work with him.
Yep.
Like personally and professionally.
Dr. Frank.
Dr. Frank. All right, Dr. Frank. I'm going to call you that. Is that cool?
That works better.
Perfect.
That
What
works
do most
better.
What do most people call you?
Dr. Frank. Hey, what's wrong with you, man?
Do you think it's?
So we could call you, hey, what's
let
wrong
me
with
ask
me?
you this. Actually, we're all young. I would like to think. Would you prefer to be called by your first name in a professional setting, or like a Dr. Frank would count as a first name, or do you want to be called like Miss Hamill or Mrs. Jordan?
KJ.
KJ. So we all want
really nothing
the
else.
first name. Is that kind of funny though? Like I grew up as a kid and Mr. Newman was our neighbor. His name was Eric, so I thought he was cool because he had my name.
He
And
was
goes-
probably 35 at the time.
He goes, well, yeah, he's 35 at the time, but he goes, my name is Mr. Newman.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we used to have to be respectful of it.
Right. We
Yeah,
don't have.
100%.
Not that we're not respectful.
how times have changed. Yeah.
But I would rather just always be called Eric.
Yep.
Not Mr. Knutnen.
Yeah.
So Dr. Frank, what's up? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah. So I have had quite a journey over the years. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. We moved here to the Keene area when I was about 5 years old. I lived here until I went off to chiropractic school, came back, started practice here for a little while, and then I recently relocated that practice up to Concord, New Hampshire. I am a rehab chiropractor, which actually means that I help get people back to doing things that they love to do without pain getting in the way. And the most important things that we help people with are getting back to skiing, golfing, lifting, but relevant to tonight is running too.
Although I feel like that's like 4 of the things that people on this podcast love. Eric's the skier, I'm the runner, and then thinking of Tara, she's the golfer and the lifter. So that's like all of our favorite people.
You and I should be lifting, though. So
I do some.
I'm kind of putting the dots together here because I was wondering earlier why KJ is driving all the way to Concord. But you must have known each other before because you were here locally before you even started to work in the professional business of being a chiropractor.
Correct. Yes. So I was here. My dad's he's a chiropractor as well. He still practices in town. And
so he was competing against you. It had to move out of town.
right
Makes
across
sense.
the waiting room. It was tough.
Really?
No, I'm joking. No, it was a great experience with it for sure. But yeah. So eventually, I would say, around 2021, I initially had a mutual friend who had referred KJ in, and from then, like, we've been working on a couple different things and have really helped her out a ton. I like to say that.
I would
but-
agree.
Yeah.
So that's how you met. You didn't meet personally before. You met basically professionally. You went out looking
No,
for.
there's an age gap there.
Yeah.
So we probably didn't swing in the same circles, but
KJ's a lot younger than us, Frank.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
We're both Keene State grads. It's
we
okay.
are both Keene State grads,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm sure our paths have crossed.
We've
at some
partied in the
point.
same basement, just different
It's
times. Yeah.
there's a life that I don't know if I could ever talk about, but yeah,
Hey, we went to Plymouth. We can relate.
the Jess that we know and love, she
Right.
was being helped by Frank and sent me in, and
So
I think
let's
I've gotten a lot of help
referral.
from him. Yep.
There we go.
Right.
Very nice.
Well, let's talk about this then. I'm going to skip around my notes a little bit, but there was this back to action plan. Something you and I talked about was you like to say or use the term back to action. It sounds like one part we were talking about is kind of like just your check engine light, actually.
Exactly.
And people might come in to get their engine looked at, whether it's a planner's thing or lower back, maybe knees or legs. Sounds like, KJ, you found it before. The main reason we're here is to talk about your hip replacement and that recovery. But you went to him first to get your engine checked.
Pretty much. When I first started having Frank help me, it was because my hip was hurting. It was like the early start of it. So we started to work on that, and then we got derailed for a little while with other medical situations that popped up for me. And then we were able to, get me back into a place where he was helping me with my hip until it needed. It was not something that
So this was
not going to be able to.
yeah. So a
fix.
question I had was like this hip replacement, which we'll get to. It was an ongoing thing then. Like you maybe had hip issues and you started seeing Frank for that, or was it
Yeah.
something else?
Yep, not knowing that it would eventually need a hip replacement. It
wow.
was more like, oh, I'm a runner. You hurt. Jess can attest to this. I was crying on every long run that winter, and didn't really know what it was. And as a runner, you have pain, so you just deal with it, and
What
it
year
will go away on its own.
What year was this that you started seeing?
Probably 2021,
Okay.
or beginning of 2022.
Oh, so this is a long-standing issue for you
Yeah,
before
it
you
was-
wound up
yeah.
having the hip
It was part
replacement.
stubborn. Like you don't really. I had no interest in going to see like ortho and have them tell me that I needed surgery.
That's understandable. I mean, that's the last thing you want because it's just going to put you out for
100%.
such a long
Yeah.
time.
Well, let's talk to Frank then a little bit about something that would happen, the process that would start when someone like KJ or Jess comes in before they need major surgery and then the recovery. So they're coming in for the first time, getting their engine checked. What are some of the processes you do? Do you do like a movement assessment or anything?
Yeah. So usually people will come in and see us if they're experiencing any kind of like even performance decline, where maybe it's like they're getting pain at a certain mileage during a long run, or maybe they just don't feel like they can like move as fast as they used to throughout an actual race, and like, what the heck? Why am I like not being able to like turn it over as much? And that's what we term like their check engine. Like something is wrong. We want to make sure that we actually get this addressed before something actually breaks. So when we actually have someone come in for the first time, we do a head-to-toe movement assessment. But even before that, we make sure we're understanding what their goals actually are, as opposed to like, we want to get you out of pain. We want to make sure that we're able to help you get back to doing the things that you want to do, whether that is like running a certain race, being able to train multiple days a week, or just be able to like go out and hang out with your friends on like a long trail run or something like that. We want to make sure that we're able to help you not only get out of pain, but be able to enjoy the things that you so much love to do.
I'm glad that you do that, a full body assessment, because one thing I learned, I actually see a chiropractor just for general like posture, because I just had terrible posture. But one thing can lead to another. So if your hip hurts, like it could be because like your knee's messed up. So it can be just a whole body thing. So if you're doing the whole assessment, you're going to figure out, all right, this is not where it's supposed to be. This is not where it's supposed to be. And then you can figure it out from there. So
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
very, very useful.
Absolutely. And like a lot of the times when we find people like coming in with pain, like say it's low back, and we can almost always attribute that to like something either above or below. If like we're only treating like where the painful area is, we're totally missing the point. We really want to make sure like we're hitting all of the what we term the root cause of the real reason why something is actually there, so that we're actually fixing something the right way, so it doesn't come back or get in the way of what you want to do.
And you're not typically going to get that kind of assessment from a doctor who's just going to be like, let's do some surgery. Let's figure this out.
Yeah,
Second opinion, please.
I mean, sometimes everything to some people, everything looks like a nail, right? If you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. We have to really take a full, like, well-rounded approach to make sure that people are actually understanding, like, and getting educated on why this issue came about in the first place, so we have the best chance possible to prevent it from coming back in the future.
You're not a PT, I was told.
That's correct.
The technical term is you're a
Rehab chiropractor.
Rehab chiropractor. But a rehab chiropractor can kind of work like a PT in a way, because you're not just cracking backs. You're looking at knees, you're looking at feet, you're helping athletes get back to action. Talk a little bit about why you got into this field.
Yeah, so actually I got into this field a lot because of my dad. Not because he said you better do this or else. It was like, no, this is actually a really good field. And the story actually that I tell everyone who asks me is when I was a 10th grade student, in English class, we had to actually write a research paper. And that research paper, our assignment, instead of doing it on like some historical event, some book or anything like that, it was actually, let's make sure you interview somebody who is interesting to you, who you might actually want to work just like and have a profession like in your career. So I interviewed my dad just because he was
available.
He was available.
That helps, right?
I'm very, very introverted and shy by nature. And I was
wouldn't know now. You're on a podcast in front of people.
Instagram changes you, I tell you what. No.
We'll talk about that at the end, by the way. You have some pretty good content.
Thank you.
Maybe Eric should learn something.
Yeah, you can thank the person sitting to my right for that. Yeah, she's very good. But where was I? Yeah, so I interviewed my dad, and he helped me through a lot of sports injuries in high school. Between like playing basketball, between being able to like make sure I just was able to play like at my peak with it and not worry about like being in back pain or having knee pain or something like that. He helped me through a ton of injuries, and like, all right, this is the way that I actually want to go. He and I actually practice very differently, but we do have the same types of results that we get people.
Okay.
One thing that I want to make sure that I mention is that like he definitely is someone who I want to emulate in his ability to have success with.
All right.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you do differently than your father?
I do a lot in the way of exercise prescription.
Okay.
Yes. So I do, like Eric had mentioned earlier, I do a lot practice similar to PT, but we also take a strength and conditioning type of approach to this. So my practice is located inside of a gym.
Really?
Very, very convenient.
That is very different from the typical chiropractor office.
Yes. Like we walk in, and what do you see first is actually a turf, squat racks, and a bunch of free weights before we walk you into the office. From there, we actually end up making sure that we're doing enough work on the table to help you move well. Then we do enough like in the way of like some basic rehab exercises in a visit. And then we, depending on someone's goal, maybe we're out there on the floor deadlifting with them, or working on rotational stuff if they're a golfer, or being able to do a couple of 18-inch box jumps, right?
I was just going to say box jumps.
Those sound awful.
To be able to create enough power when you run.
It was awesome.
Is it intimidating for anybody to walk in for the first time and be like, where am I? Like, this is not what I was expecting. Like, does that help you, or does that kind of sometimes scare people away?
A lot of time, people will have the experience of talking to Karen on the phone ahead of time. And
wait, you?
Me?
Yes,
he called you
exactly.
I know. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, she does a lot of like my new patient calls, and she explains to them about our process, where we're located, and how we can actually help them. And we make sure that we are very like crystal clear on where you're going, for one, what it actually looks like to work with us, and to make sure that we can actually help you, or if you'd be better suited to go somewhere else too.
Okay. So people are knowing what they're getting into.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about KJ. Let's try to keep this interesting, KJ.
I'm so boring.
And
You've
One
made it
year
when he
ago,
makes fun of you.
one
love
year
it.
ago right now, about a year and a week ago, you just ran the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
Where were you at that point, mileage-wise, workout-wise? How do you feel? Like, was the hip an issue then?
Yeah.
Oh.
Prior, not long before Boston, I had already gone in and had like a consultation for,
Okay.
you know, I was kind of advocating for
With
surgery.
who? Not with Frank?
No, with actually up at Dartmouth, like because
Okay.
I knew
Actual surgery.
well, Frank and I had like really worked and through everything at this for years before, you know, it was very clear that this was going to probably be, I mean, I'm sure Frank knew this was going to head in a direction of a hip replacement. And he made it very clear. He's like, this isn't something I'm going to be able to like fix. He's like, you know, this is going to, until you're ready to really take
He's
that
kind of
next
just
step.
able to maintain.
It was basically, but on it, he said, in the meantime, until you're ready to figure out what this is and take those steps, he's like, I'm going to make sure nothing else falls apart. And to his credit, nothing else fell apart.
Okay.
No knee issues, no foot issues. Like it's so, and I ran on this thing for a long time. So, Boston itself was, you know, you still got to be able to get through 26.2 miles. But my friend Kara and I, we knew this was party Boston. Didn't care what pace we were going to run. We didn't, it wasn't like going out and putting my head down and doing a ton of workouts for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just getting the mileage up and fear of Kara taking off on me because she has since become a sub-3 marathoner.
Oh,
I wanted to make
God.
sure that I wasn't left in the dust.
Well, I mean, you already did the hard work to qualify anyway. So as Eric and I like to say, Boston
Victory
is supposed to be
lap.
the
It's
victory,
the victory lap.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the hip was very much an issue.
We missed you at mile 19.2.
I
though.
saw
I
her.
know.
She was on the other side of the
I
road.
know. I didn't see you guys.
I saw them. I had your nerd cluster things. I was like,
I'll take those.
I
Thank you.
remember that because Erica was so upset and bummed.
I wasn't
Oh,
upset,
Well,
but
It's
lack
okay,
of a
sweetie.
better
Coach,
word to
it's
use,
coach.
you like for a solid minute, she goes, I can't believe I missed KJ.
I can't believe I missed you guys. But I
mean,
think at that point,
yeah, actually,
my
that's-
head was
yeah.
down a little bit here and there.
you
Kara
were in the thick of
was-
it. I
Everybody
remember
knows
there were
I was in
like
pain
19.2 on your
20
lap.
people deep every direction. It was a parade, and it was so hard
I
to
also
find
don't know
anybody.
left and right all
Didn't
that
you
well.
have, like, your foot- didn't you have your
So
foot
I'll
go
teach you a
numb
little
when you
little
did that,
trick.
right?
Just as
KJ.
like,
Here we go.
Yeah.
L is for left.
Yep.
There you
No,
go.
yeah, I'm pretty bad with that. But yeah,
happens
it was
when you do
Boston was
this?
great.
I
I had gotten like a
Frank,
what is it?
did you see what Frank did? All right, so you do the L is for left. Frank goes, wait.
That's a real
I've seen-
problem.
Wait,
I don't
palms
do
up,
that.
palms down.
I don't do that. I've seen people do that though. Yeah.
Sure. But yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, Boston was fine. I was drugged up because I had taken the option of getting an injection,
Mhm.
which I knew going in that's not a fix. That's just gonna temporarily like make me feel like I'm
get
invincible.
Gonna
you
get you
through.
through.
Yeah, and it got me through Boston, but it was like clockwork. And as soon as it wore off, I was full on like, this is the decision. I'm not
you
waiting
made
any
the
longer.
choice when to have a hip replacement.
Originally, the surgeon that I spoke to called me and said that he, not knowing what it would do to my running, if it was him, he would wait until it was like to a point where I couldn't wait anymore. And after Boston, with it wearing off, the shot wearing off, the pain itself, probably I could have pushed it for a couple more years, but then it's like, so I'm going to do this mediocre running for another couple years.
Mhm.
Or why do I get this now and give myself a fighting chance to come back and run the way I run now, if not better?
Frank might be able to answer this better, but really for both of you, if you kept running for 3-4 more years, would that have ruined the chance of after hip surgery? Like, could she have
Oh,
done more
Done
damage,
more damage,
Frank?
yeah.
Or if, comparing getting hip surgery last year versus in another 3-4 years, she have made it worse?
There is a good chance. I'm no orthopedic surgeon by any means whatsoever, but there is a very good chance that could have happened. And I think that's one discussion that we had
Yeah.
fairly, not early on, I would say, but it was something that we knew was possibly down the line.
Yeah. I mean, I had to kind of weigh pick one of my demons, right? Am I going to do this now and potentially not be able to come back from it the way that I want to? Or am I going to sacrifice later years? I plan to run until I'm in the ground. So which way do I want to spin
You
this?
got like at least 65 years to go. So
Hell, yeah, if you met my grandmother, I definitely have a lot of time left.
you go.
Excellent.
Take us to not just the decision, but the surgery itself.
The surgery itself, honestly, everybody talks about hip replacements. Out of all the joint replacements, is the kind of easiest one. as far as like
Really?
recovery. They have you up and moving. Jess was with me. I
Jess,
was
you're
up
with her all the time.
and doing a little. She is with me all the time.
Yeah.
Doing a little walker shuffle
Okay.
within like maybe an hour and a half of after surgery.
That
Really?
soon?
They want you moving. They don't want you static and letting it,
Okay, so
Oh, because you're gonna get scar tissue, and that's gonna make it harder for you.
Right.
To,
yeah, and
to
it's just
move in general.
stupid question, hip replacement. Do they remove your entire hip and give you an entire fake hip? Is it partial?
I had a total hip replacement, so I'm bionic.
Do they get
Yeah.
do they just go in on one side or both sides?
Yep, I had it done anteriorly, so it's like right through the front of my hip, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, they gutted it.
Did you get to see the old hip?
A couple of weeks after I went in for my like post-op, and he showed me some photos of the hip, and he even said, he's like, this is worse than I could have imagined. So
But you didn't get to see it physically.
no,
I would have loved to have seen it.
I'm okay with not.
So you got an entire new artificial hip. Is
She's
it what,
bionic.
I'm
carbon
bionic.
fiber or
It is ceramic and titanium.
how's it feel?
For the most part, good. I will tell you, nobody tells you this part. When it is like the freezing cold temps, it is ungodly painful.
Really?
The metal freezes up pretty good, like everything around.
Wow.
It's ungodly. Like Jessica and Tess, I was like in tears multiple times this winter just going out for a walk. It's pretty brutal. And for
Like
the
you-
most part,
there's
I feel
nothing you
fine.
can do to warm up because
I
internally
put like
you're
the
cold.
icy, or like the heat patches
Yeah.
over it just to be able to like.
Incredible.
So, It
Never
was
would've thought of
interesting.
that.
That's probably like nerves and tissue healing
Right,
too. So
Right. So you're walking though the day of the surgery.
yeah, and then I went home to my parents for a couple of days and doing like getting up every like hour
Mm-hmm.
and shuffling around the house, and then it was I think probably within 3 or 4 days going out for like a 1/4-mile walk. I have
I would
a
imagine
friend who had
bed
hip
rest and
replacement
everything,
right before
so
me.
you were
So
up and moving. That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know like maybe that must be standard. I mean, I've never.
is.
I honestly
talked
don't
to-
know much about it
Yeah.
either. So
Yeah.
this is all.
yeah,
very
they don't want you
enlightening.
sitting and
Was
I
this?
don't, I don't know
okay,
all the
so
reasons, but
when you came on the podcast the first time, episode 62, by the way, don't go back and listen. I sound terrible.
Way to sell it.
That was major surgery. You had the hysterectomy,
Yeah.
right? And you were laid up for 30 days. Your sister flew in and helped you. I say 30 days. Your sister came
I
here
was
for a
gonna
whole
say.
entire month,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
So that was a bigger deal than the hip surgery. Like on a scale, compare the two.
The hysterectomy was harder. Like in a lot of ways, it was that came out of nowhere. That was like there was nothing that led me to believe that I was going to have a hysterectomy. And it was a pretty major surgery as far as like full hysterectomy, so cesarean style. So
We're gonna show the scars, by the way. on the
yeah, you're all
camera.
welcome. It's the map of that is my body right now. Yeah, that was I think a lot. In the very beginning of my hip replacement, I would have said that the hysterectomy was emotionally really much harder.
Mhm.
The recovery was faster actually. Not initially, but it was like a 6 to 8 weeks, and I was back at the gym and running. Where this hip replacement is, I mean, a total recovery is really around 18 months, and actually today is 7 months. So quite a ways to go still. And physically, I think the recovery is much, much easier than the hysterectomy, but the longer it goes where I feel good and I still can't really get to where I want, the mental aspect has been kind of,
Sure.
we're dealing with it.
Mhm. So you had your hip replacement in September, correct?
Yes.
And 7 months later, here we are. So when they say you have 18 months, is that when you're like 100%, or like what is the scale? Like where are you at 7 months in as opposed to where you could be 18 months in?
Also, one thing, you're an elite athlete. Let's remember.
I
Let's
appreciate
remind
that.
everyone that.
Honestly,
Like
yeah.
this is 18 months for a standard person, but when you see these elite athletes do their 6 month, 18 month, they always get back in twice the time. So I expect you to as well.
I did get cleared to run pretty early. It's just I had another hiccup that came along. I think probably somehow related, obviously, but not totally about the hip. That kind of derailed things a little bit. But I don't know what like they like. How do you quantify 18 months of recovery?
Right. Like what's the expectation?
I think it's just
where
like
you're
the total
supposed
healing time for everything that
just
that-
just
that
It's
I'm
not
angled
necessarily
physically.
like
Yeah.
running up to full speed. It's the whole process of like everything has to heal together.
Mhm.
And probably 18 months is pretty generous.
I
Yeah.
feel like you might be accelerated because you were in such great shape to start
Right.
off with.
I hope
and-
so.
yeah.
I'm anxiously waiting for the day that I can put like pants, socks, and shoes on without like passing out almost.
Oh no.
It's a
Okay.
workout.
So those are the kind of hard things you
Yeah.
experience.
That's probably the hardest thing so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see?
No, but you can thank Jess for being the person. She's literally my personal shoe tire.
Jess does everything.
She does.
Wow. Well, you.
She's wonderful. She also
Yeah.
put this all
People,
together.
let me
so.
tell
She
you
did.
about my
She did.
He's
best
the
friend.
best. He's the best. Frank, you knew ahead of time then. Like you actually got to maybe plan ahead of time for this. You know, she's having, you've worked with her in the past. You know, she's having a hip replacement surgery. It's not like she shows up, hi, I'm KJ. I just had a hip replacement. You're able to plan ahead. Is there anything you can do beforehand to help her? And what was your plan for after the hip surgery?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest things that we can do ahead of time is like make sure that like even like as strong as she is, making sure the right muscles are actually like activating the right way. They're strong enough so that they can be preserved
Mhm.
while they're not being used as much while we're immobilized for a little bit, right? I mean, you're not totally immobilized, but you're not doing the same level of activity that you once were,
Felt like I was doing nothing
right?
for a long time.
Right.
That must have been really hard for you
Mhm.
because you're
Mhm.
so used to just being active all the time. And
Wasn't awesome, Erica.
don't
Wasn't
imagine
great.
it was. No.
Yeah, but the prep process for that does take into account a lot of like, all right, what are we going to potentially lose? We have to make sure that we're going to like strengthen that stuff up ahead of time so that we can actually like bounce back as quick as possible.
Can you tell us a little bit about the plan that you guys thought up beforehand?
We've honestly worked on, it's like I said before, making sure that nothing else falls apart because of this hip.
Yes.
So trying to strengthen a hip that's going to get replaced wasn't really what we were focused on. It
Yep.
was making sure, like Frank said, what else do we want to maintain or like get to a great place going into surgery? So, you know, again, to the credit for the work that he's done with me, I've never struggled with my knees. I've never struggled with, I've had ankle issues over the years, which we work with as best as we can.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Ankle
otherwise,
cars.
like I don't think that I would have
Let's
come
go.
through surgery and gotten back into like slowly as I am getting back into running as like easily, and I use that really, really loosely if it hadn't been for all of the work that we did prior to,
Mhm.
for sure. It like set me up for a really successful recovery.
Excellent.
I mean, really what we're doing is we're training in the presence of injury, which is really what rehab is getting you to the point where like you're getting back to what you want.
Yeah, and now we're training my brain,
Exactly. to trust itself.
which is probably harder.
right. Right. What did you do last week?
What did I do last week?
Yeah, for the first time in a while.
What did I do last week? Oh, a
Track.
workout. I did a track workout.
Ooh.
It was a baby workout, and it was everything.
Well, that kind of
And
leads
she's
to
doing
my
it
next
again tomorrow.
question.
Yay.
I want to know, like, where are you at today? And along the journey, have there been any aha moments?
That's a really good question. Like I said, I got derailed, a little bit of a nerve issue in my back, so kind of pulled back. I had gotten up to about 4 miles with my friends, and then just needed to, like,
with Jess.
with Jess.
Yes.
She
I
has
know, I
more
do
than
have
just
other
Jess
friends.
for
I mean,
They're not no,
she
just-
never mentions anyone else but Jess.
Oh, Jess is awesome. Yeah, it's I am building back up right now, hovering with like 2 and 3 mile runs, starting to work in a little bit of speed just because it feels good to be able to like see
Yeah.
myself again. And then strength wise, doing a lot more at the gym and getting back with, I work with a trainer one-on-one for hip specific things. So I think it really is putting everything together. And now we're starting to work on like actually finding some power back in my right side and trusting my entire right side, because my brain for so long has protected it that I tell myself I can't do even simple things like skipping on one leg or jumping off a 18-inch block without thinking that the world's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the aha moment was yesterday. Actually, I went up to Concord and had treatment and working through some stuff with Frank. And it was doing these horrible form, but able to actually jump up and down off the 18-inch block that like, okay, we're going to get there.
That's nice.
It's a confidence booster.
Nice. How often are you going in to see Frank now?
I mean, I'd like to go more often. It was nice when he was in Keene, but I work
Way to go,
remotely.
Frank.
So, right about like once a month right now.
Do
Just-
you two communicate, because you're close, do you communicate more about the process. If you're feeling anything or anything, you know, are you giving her little tips? Are you texting, talking on the phone?
Daily.
Yeah, I was gonna see if you
Yeah.
give her homework to do.
Right.
'Cause
It's
if you
a
only see each
great
other
point,
once
homework.
a month. Yeah.
Actually, yes. Yeah, it's almost like we do virtual like types of like consultations and rehab coaching for her.
Yep.
And whatnot. Not to mention we work very closely.
Yep.
And stuff in the business. So it's like, all right, let's pivot. How's your running doing? How are you feeling?
And then
stuff.
back to work.
And then back to work.
What do you do for Frank? Because I'm figuring it out. You work for Frank.
I do work for Frank. That's kind of the beautiful part. I didn't work with him. I mean, I had his help for
You're like, this chiropractic
quite a
stuff
while,
is
but then I
expensive.
was
How
looking
do
for
I
like a
lower the
part-time job,
cost?
and my part-time job just like somehow, and I always say, I'm like, how did we get here? Because
I
this
say it all
2
the
days
time.
a week working, just being like an office person, and now I do a lot of the marketing side for Back in Action, as far as like social media.
You're a content creator?
Not so much creation, but
But you know
definitely
how to
like
do it?
yeah,
Did you
like
teach
putting the
one of your
reels together.
athletes?
She's a content creator.
And
We'll
then
talk later about that, yeah.
sales. So just taking incoming patient calls and like working people through the process, making sure that they're a good fit for what we do and we're a good fit for what they need.
Nice.
Are you doing anything special to try to get somebody to invest in themselves to try and just get the care they need? I know that can sometimes be tough.
It is very tough because I think it is, I don't know if it's just like basic human nature. We just don't take care of ourselves first often enough.
Mhm.
But like, you know, and I bitch to Frank all the time about it. I'm like, it drives me nuts that people will invest in their cars and their houses and stuff like that. These
Or
are nice things and
shoes.
they're great, but they're not the things that are going to be with you until you're dead in the ground, like your body is. And when we start putting a price tag on our body versus our car or our clothes or our vacations, like we've really missed the plot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it is tough. Like, I wish people understood that, like, take this small amount of time to really fix the problem if it means that much to you and what you want to do. If it's something you're like very passionate about or you value that much, like, why wouldn't you invest in yourself?
Mhm. It makes sense, but I guess it's hard to relay that point to some people.
Yeah, it is. But you know, the hill I'll die on.
Good.
Yeah, some people just don't see it as a bad enough problem just yet, and we have to like help them be like, yeah, this could actually turn into this type of situation for yourself.
Well, as you and I talked about before when we met, is sometimes you need to get checked out before the check engine light turns on.
100%.
Talk a little bit to finish this off. Talk a little bit about your business, how people can find you, and the importance for a runner who feels okay to get checked out.
Yes. So we always make sure that we can help people before they actually commit to treating themselves, to being treated by us. But they can easily find us all over social media. We post multiple times a day, every day, to make sure that we're getting our brand out there. But also we do a lot of educational workshops at local stores, whether it's running stores. I do workshop with ski clubs, but also like just exploring our like website. You can easily see how we actually can help people, and instead of just saying like, oh, just I need to go to the chiropractor, get like something adjusted really quick. It's like you're not just getting that quick
Mhm.
fix. You're actually investing in a process to make yourself better for the long run.
I agree. Yep. With my care, I know that they'll do an adjustment, but you have to make sure that your muscles can hold that adjustment so you don't have to keep coming in over and over, or like make it a tiny adjustment as opposed to just doing it all the time.
Right.
Right? Do you want to, do a 20-minute appointment for the rest of your life, or do you want to take maybe 15, 18 weeks and figure this out and not have to deal with it again?
Yeah.
Exactly. Really.
Well, I think you've been through a lot. It's not cool, but it's cool to be part of this whole journey, because when we had you on a long time ago, you had the major surgery.
Mhm.
That was a big
Mhm.
deal. And that's kind of how we found you around that time. And we've gotten to follow you.
Yeah.
This is maybe at least your fourth appearance on the podcast.
Yes.
You've been a part of the whole journey because you had your initial episode. You came on after Chicago. You did our first live show from last summer where we talked about marathon training.
That was so fun.
It was fun. And now we're doing this one, which is wicked
This
fun.
is so fun.
And I think we're going to have to do more.
I'm all in.
And not only that, you coach Erica.
Oh yeah, she stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
love
she
you so
lost her
much.
job, and she said that is one thing I'm not going to cut out is my run coaching.
I think I would lose my mind if I did not have some sort of
we'd still be
structure.
friends, but
Well, yes, but if I
please-
didn't have
please don't.
some sort of running structure, this is what's going to keep me going and keep me motivated
100%.
and help me out.
See, Erica understands investing in herself.
Yes, it really does. Finally.
What do you mean finally?
I don't know.
Well,
I
I mean,
don't
it did take me a little while to actually pull the trigger and get KJ as a coach. But
did
now that I
actually- it
have
was
her,
like over a
not
year
letting her
process.
go.
'cause
I remember
she would
you
bring it up.
bringing it up. You're like, I think sometime I want to
Mhm.
hire you. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
And
you
then-
know, what I should have done
knew
was
you did.
like, I should have been more aggressive.
I mean,
I'm
whatever
learning.
you did still worked.
I'm learning.
And
Well, she's
Everybody-
fast now. She's not BQ fast yet, but she's
Yeah.
fast now.
I
I
think
want to
yet
work
is
on
absolutely
it. Keyword.
Yeah.
I love
She-
that word yet. We were talking
when
to,
she goes
to
into
Rob today about
an
it.
easy run and it's all like mid to high seven, she's like, oh, sorry about that. I just felt like really good. And I was like, oh,
They weren't sevens.
cool.
They were like nines, but low nines.
No, they were
high
not.
Eights, high eights. I don't know.
And she gets a workout the other day and they're like in the sixes. I'm like, you're fine.
Well, she wants
It's
to
all her.
run every year the Boston Marathon, but she really now just told me she really wants to run 2028.
Well, that would be the 10-year anniversary from the first time I did it. But if I can get in sooner than that,
And
you
she
better
just
believe
aged
it.
up.
You mean I'm all in on this, but I think we just maybe start with Clarence tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
Just
she's
to
aging
go
up.
full circle.
She's
If
aged
my
up
if
this
my
year.
boss over here will let me run it, I'm in.
Well, you got to earn it. I think KJ can get you there.
Oh, I think so.
What, earning
With
Clarence
Erica's-
DeMar?
No, BQ.
Yes,
Which
I
you'll
would
earn-
love to work
Which
towards
you'll
that.
earn here.
Sure, dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
I think
Cool.
he just gave you permission to run it.
Super confident, don't
Well,
I?
I
Okay.
might have to. Oh, you know what? Do you guys know Kayla Zawarko? She's from Keene.
What's her name?
Kayla's Worko.
If you,
what's her maiden name?
I don't know,
Oh,
but
like-
if you
wait, what's
run
her
Clarence,
Instagram?
I'll get Kayla to come back to her hometown and work with
I'll tell
me.
you after. It's like Kay's work.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, I maybe don't know her name, but if you said her Instagram, I'd be like, oh yeah.
This was really fun. I want to thank Ted and Jess
Oh,
for
yeah.
bringing this up. The way this worked out here, I'll take a minute to describe this. The way it worked out was you came and did that first show for us last fall. Jess showed up. We did not know Jess at the time, but she works here at Ted's, and she's very involved. You're assistant manager? Manager.
Give her credit where credit is due.
Wow.
Come
Well, I
on.
thought Ted's owner, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. So she's the manager of Ted's, and she brought this up to Ted, and Ted and I had a couple meetings. And the funny part was, they're like, yeah, we would really love to do May 1st. And I'm like, that's perfect. We have nothing on the calendar to keep us busy before then. And then all the Boston stuff came up, and then I was like, we were doing everything. So I want to thank Ted
Mhm.
because he actually did a great job in coming up with the 4 guests we had in mind, which
Mhm.
was you and Frank. And I guess Jess had a lot to do with this too. But they came up with the 4 guests in mind. You and Frank, Denise, and Kristen.
Yeah.
And they hit it out of the park. I knew you were going to be fantastic because you had before. Frank, I was lucky. I already talked to enough on Instagram. And we're big skiers, but we decided on the last call we had, you're going to take me to Stowe,
Exactly.
and I'm going to take you to J Peak.
Mhm.
And
Pizza, French fries. Pizza,
Yeah.
French fries.
Erica's,
Sharpen your
I know what
edges.
that is.
Erica's not going to come with us that day
Nope.
because we're going to ski all day, and we're not
Yes.
going to wait for anyone
Stick me
like
in the
her.
lounge though, like the après ski. You got it.
Go for
Oh, I'm
it.
with her.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
We'll join you
Even
after.
better.
I'm wondering
even
if that's
better.
a paid work day or.
I also want to.
You can work from anywhere, can't you?
Can you
can.
make content for me?
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll make ski
I
content.
think we just
Yeah.
made a plan.
Here's what you
Right.
do.
I think we made a
Ride
date.
up on
I'm
the
obsessed with
gondola
this.
and we'll ski down
Say
like
less.
one of the gondola runs. And
Say
we'll
less.
be
That sounds
good. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to
Game
shout out Ted for supplying
Yeah.
beverages. We all have it here.
They're
We
ready
have.
now.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is
You
amazing.
said it was right across the street, didn't you?
5.2%. Man, I know. I knew I was starting to slur my words.
He does.
And I'm
yours.
hitting microphone stands just like Erica does at her own home. But this was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Thank you, everyone, for giving us the opportunity to be here to showcase what we can do. And a big part of that is, we put these out in clips on YouTube, and it really gets out there. So this message isn't just for the people who come here and for the people who listen. It gets out in many different ways. So this is a lot of fun. Thank you for the opportunity, and I can't wait to see everyone in September.
Yeah.
For the Clarence Del Mar Marathon. Hopefully we can be there somehow, whether running or involved, or maybe Erica can be stage hosting. I'll do it if you can't. But
You're
it'll
so
be a
much
lot of fun.
better at it, man.
We'll have to come the day early for the pasta dinner.
Wow. I just said this. You have to come the day early because we also do the DeMar shakeout run.
Mhm.
It'll be
Yes.
year 3 and it's getting bigger every year. So
It's amazing.
I think
It's a
we
lot
have
of fun.
plans at
well,
the end of September.
Erica and I have a shared calendar, and I actually blocked that weekend out for her, so she can't make plans.
I kept it open anyways because I was
just like, I
I
don't know
was
what you
hope-
thought I was
I
going to
was
do.
hoping I would have plans.
Off the top of your head, for anyone listening, do you know the weekend?
Yeah.
September. So the weekend of September 27th. So it's a whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What happens on Friday? That's kind of like you do bib pickup from
Yep.
Ted's, but then on Saturday it's from the college because the
Yep.
finish line's at the college.
Yeah. Yep. So packet pickup down here at Ted's. Actually, a lot going on that day. It's awesome. And then Saturday would be packet pickup, like you said, at the college. And then Saturday night, you can get tickets and do. I think Kristen and Denise talked about it. The pasta dinner the night before. Pretty awesome. Food's good, and the speaker's always awesome. We've had some really awesome people the last few years.
Do we know who's speaking this year?
I forget.
You'll have
I'm
to
not
keep us
sure.
posted. We
It's
can
a
we can
secret.
get this out.
It's a
It is a secret.
Secret
Well, I
right
mean, we
now.
do have to record with you later, Ted. So once you get the intel,
Yeah.
we'll share it with our listeners.
I have an insider information. Shalane Flanagan.
Like my heart rate goes up. My face.
You're a big
her,
fan of
that's her
Shalane.
code word.
You have the relentless tattoo, and
Yeah.
it was Ted here who got you the
Yes.
the poster or the magazine cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
A signed magazine cover with a
Yeah, and you've
with
yet
a
to meet
little
her.
message to me from
You've yet to meet her,
Shalane.
right?
I have yet to meet her. So, you know.
Hey, maybe
Yeah.
we'll have something to do with that.
Shalane
It'll happen.
Flanagan, Clarence Del Mar Marathon, pasta night dinner. Do you want to speak? Come on.
I named my business and my cat after
Come
you. It's the
on.
least
There's
you can do.
KJ.
You named your
Awesome.
cat after two amazing runners.
I know.
Meb Flanagan, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see what she says when she says that.
When she sees it.
Yeah. Guys, that was wicked awesome. Thank you so much, Frank. Thank you so much, KJ,
Yeah,
being
thank
a
you
huge
guys.
supporter
Thank
of
you
the
for
PodFam and
reliving
Of
your
course.
traumatic surgery.
everything.
Just
You
to,
share it all.
to share that
And
story.
I'm like said to Jess, I go, if I look like I'm getting emotional, I'm going to look at you and you have to flip me off. Like I need the
did it
I
work?
need to come
Oh,
out of
did
it.
I miss that?
I didn't
How
get
many middle
emotional, but it
fingers
is
were
hard
there?
to talk about. But I feel like if I can, both with the hysterectomy and hip replacement, help somebody else in a similar situation where we're not fitting the typical like model of the person that is getting these surgeries, then phenomenal. Like if
Right.
one person's like, cool, thanks, you can run after this, so can I.
There's life after these stupid surgeries.
You never get old, kids.
Well, it was wicked awesome. I love the relationship we have. We give each other shit.
Yeah, just a little
we,
bit.
We tease each other a little bit, but then we try to pair you up with somebody, and
You like compliment sandwich things. Like
yeah, it's a good way of putting it.
I respond to it.
That's a good
Yeah,
way of
yeah.
putting it.
I think sarcasm is
The
my love
fact
language.
You respond
There
to
we
it
go.
is why I continue.
Mm-mm.
So you are not boring. You are amazing.
Thank
she can
you.
dish it.
Yes.
She can dish it back.
Oh, yeah.
so.
She can. She does.
It's yeah, I can be ruthless.
Frank, this is awesome,
You're
man.
relentless.
Tell us
Yeah, it was
one
great.
real
I can be
quick.
relentless.
How can everyone find you, Frank, if they want to come meet you in Concord? Because you are local. You're Concord. Concord's kind of like centralized.
It's very central.
Everyone from Keene can go there. Everyone from Manchester can go there. It's
Everyone
not
from
that far.
Boston can go there too.
Yeah.
I have multiple patients that come up from
You
Boston.
You live in
to see me.
Massachusetts. You get better traffic on the way to Concord than
You
going
actually
to
do.
Boston.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
also an amazing ice cream shop in Concord, so it makes sense to go.
Of course.
It's like the extra bonus.
Yeah. Right. How can they find you?
Easiest way is Instagram at Back in Action Chiro NH, or you can just Google me. Google's easy.
Google.
Google's
and you'll
easy.
get KJ on the
Google
phone.
machine.
Yes, you will
Yeah.
actually.
Yep.
That's amazing.
If you hit the dial button, she'll pick it up.
Amazing.
She'll call you.
Guys.
Why does my brain go towards rotary phone when you say dial? So that just goes to show how old I am.
Well, that was wicked awesome. Thank you so much. I know I've said that. I've been repeating myself, but it was wicked awesome. Thank you, Ted, for having us. Thank you, Jess, for thinking of us. This was awesome,
Thank
guys.
you, everybody, for sitting through
Yeah.
this. We appreciate you.
Erica, take us home.
Thank you so much for watching, for listening, for sitting through this. You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to stretch.
Somebody asked
I
me.
had no control over any of the audio, and no, I was not drinking.
Somebody
during
asked
that.
me if you were drunk at the BA Finish Line podcast.
I just get really excited, you guys. I do.
Shoot loud.
I just get excited.